What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Don Lemon used to be on CNN as a broadcast journalist for many years. And we know Don Lemon as a part of, I would say, the black liberal left. And of course, the black liberal left, they focused a lot on some of the triggering things that affect the black community, racism, you can say white supremacy, things like that. And things that we do need in our community, right? Because racism, I'm a pro-black. Racism is something that is important. And the fight against racism as African Americans is an important task to fight against. It is not the most important task, in my honest opinion, because the most important task is to get blacks to work together. But it is an important task, to say the least. Now, let me explain what I'm talking about with a lot of these brothers who say that they're in the pro-black community, him, Van Jones, people like that. Don Lemon is a gay man, okay? He lives a gay lifestyle. But Don Lemon is married to a white man, okay? Now, I want to play an excerpt of Don Lemon on the Shade Room addressing this, and then I'm gonna come back.
Do you get offended when people talk about being in an interracial relationship?
Do I get offended?
Yeah, when people are like, why is he dating or dating a white man or married a white man when he's so, pro this, pro that?
I don't know if I get offended, but do I think it's ignorant? Yes. And I know that it hurts him because, look, I'm sure, I see it online. With people who say, oh, he married a white guy and whatever, from white people. But I see it more from African Americans, actually. And to me, it's just ignorance. You love who you love. You fall in love with who you fall in love with. Had I fallen in love with a black man, I would have married a black man. Had I fallen in love with an Asian man, I would have married an Asian man. Had I been heterosexual and I'd fallen in love with a woman, I would have married a woman. But it just so happens I fell in love with him, and that's who I married, and that's it. And people should be able to love who they love. I'm not in anybody's business. I didn't tell my mama who she should marry. I didn't tell my sister who she should marry, and no one should be telling me who I should marry. Get over it. And especially people who have been discriminated against should know better.
You guys heard what Don Lemon is saying, and I know for the sake of the argument, a lot of brothers is not really feeling, the whole, the GAY thing, and I get it. Okay, I'm not here to debate the sexuality thing. I don't really care about that at all. I'm dealing with the fact that he's saying, well, it's none of their business, it's my business. Okay, fine. I mean, I think that if that's the way you want to put it, you're not bothering anybody, then people should mind their business and all that stuff. Fine. Here's what I would suggest to this person. And the same thing with Billy Porter. Don't expect black people anywhere around the world take what you have to say seriously about the black struggle, about racism, about white supremacy. And when you are a person that has decided to happily fall in love with somebody of the same race that you believe is in power. Now, you might say, well, this white person is a good white person, and that could be very true. But we all know that white people still have an advantage based on their predecessors. So that in itself shows me you can't help who you fall in love with and all that. Well, to a certain degree, I believe that you can. Because when I understood what our people was up against in the black community or in the black world, I made it a conscious decision, and I lived in Poland. Like, trust me, man, my life could have been a whole lot different. Let me just give a testimony to you brothers right now, man. I pulled up to Poland September 16, 2015. I was 34 years old. Your boy lands in Warsaw, Poland. I get there, I got 3 bags, different charging system than what I'm used to, phone dying. I find a way to get into this particular place that I was at. I needed to get to my city where my medical school was, but instead I had to go to this hotel for a night, or apartment or Airbnb I rented for a night. Now, once I had got to this place, I got in, my phone wasn't charged, couldn't charge, it didn't have a charger. So I decided to go to this bar. And Poland has very cheap liquor. They have vodka. So It was a beautiful white lady, man. And I never told this story so much. It was a beautiful white lady that was at the bar that night. And I was telling her I just came from the States. And man, we really vibed, man. And you know, something was asking, man, get her phone number. And I was just thinking about what my mom was saying. Whatever you do, don't bring you back home a white woman, right? But I honestly felt that I had a real strong connection with this lady. Man, I can't explain it. You know, that's one of the things you can't explain, man. The lady was sweet. She was nice. And, you know, I used to sometimes think about this lady sometimes, man. I'm just gonna be honest. And I forgot, you know, what the bar was that she was at. I didn't ask for the phone number, but I very well believe that if I had asked for her phone number, man, I could have been in a serious relationship with that lady. It was another time that I was in my city, man. I went to the club one night, to the bar, enjoying myself, man. There was a nice lady from Poland, man. And they got nice ladies there. And man, you know, I took a picture with her, just chilling. I had posted it on my social media. We just as friends. And she was a nice lady, man. She used to sometimes just say hello or whatever. And but because of my upbringing and who I wanted to stay to, and I understand that my community that I wanted to be a part of wouldn't understand that, I didn't go those routes, man. I came to Africa in 2017. I didn't want to come to Africa with, you know, somebody that was not African or black, or, you know, I wanted an African American, or at least be married to somebody from the continent. That's what I wanted, man, in my life. And so I chose that for myself, but I could have went the other way. Man, I lived in Europe for 6 years. I never dated one Caucasian lady. I mean, people thought I was crazy. I was doing very well in Poland. I had made the most money I ever made in Poland. I was, you can consider rich at the time. I was doing better than I'm doing now. But you know, when you really got love for your community and for your people, you're gonna make that sacrifice to stay. And this is true stories, man. I actually could have possibly married. I know so many black men that went to medical school, they end up marrying a white woman, man. I can see how it could happen. I can see how it could happen, man, especially ladies from Poland, where, you know, it's a close community. The women are very feminine there and all of that. And but this guy is saying that he's on the side of the black struggle. Well, where is your commitment, man? And I said that to anybody that's, you know, talking down on white supremacy and all this, but you know, you're sleeping with somebody not in your community. Then now, how do you sit up there and expect that, you know, you don't live by example? And there's so many blacks that are like that. You know, they sit back and look at the Black Lives Matter people. Almost all of those people are in relationships with Caucasians. Almost all of them, and a lot of those women are in the LGBTQ. And who they ask for money? All of them ask whites for money, okay? So, you know, when you're talking about the black struggle and you're in the bed with somebody white and, you know, you don't really, you know, work with your community to achieve anything, it's like, okay, this person is just saying that to be saying that. And then your attitude and your response to it already solidifies, okay, well then, all right, you know, who are you being paid to say this, bro? Like, what are you doing? So that's just kind of what I'm saying when it comes to this guy. And I wish that, you know, a lot of people that's in the community, you know, live a life according to what you preach. You know, live it completely. You know, if you're going to be in the community talking about how much you love the community and let us see that you are making that struggle. It's easy to get up there and talk about the things you talk about, but if you're not living it, then can't nobody respect that. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Zaddy Jackson. Back at it again with an episode of Celebrity Junk. Here's your follow. You just heard the bell. We're out.